be the cringiest thing if we did like every other.
Yeah, could you imagine? It'd be awful. That'd be the worst idea ever. Who would have ever come up with an idea like that?
Why would we do that idea?
I don't know. So,
welcome.
Yeah. We're starting.
I thought we were doing it. That's a meme. I thought you were going on the meme. I thought you were.
No, you just said you didn't.
It was just a meme. I wanted to.
Welcome to this nonsense. This is where Skoy and I spend an hour trying to figure out who's actually in charge. It's neither of us.
We're both in charge. No one's in charge. It's just like it just get posted.
No one's in charge.
No one's in charge.
So Skoy, what are we doing?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. We're doing a podcast. What the fuck? This is the start. We're doing it now. This is it.
Oh shit! Yeah. Welcome to Gamers Breakfast, everyone. Welcome to the brand new podcast with Jalbagel and I, myself, SkojSkull. And we're gonna have a good time today. It's gonna be great. We're just gonna be.
There you go. You did it. You kicked it off. You got it started.
I did. I thought we were gonna do the alternating thing and just like.
Well,
like harness the cringe.
Bad idea.
It was a terrible idea, but I think it would have been amazing if we just like harnessed the cringe. We're like, you know what? We're just gonna hold on to it and commit. We should do it every episode.
No, God, no. I couldn't even commit to it for like 4 seconds. What makes you think we could do it every podcast?
That'd be great. The cringe would be there. People would be like, wow, it's awful every 10 seconds of the podcast.
So besides cringe, what else are we going to be talking about?
Well, we can talk about what this podcast is going to be about. We have a lot of big plans, so pretty much basically inviting a guest every episode and just
looking forward to pulling in people from our spheres of interaction on the internet, and you know, pretty much everywhere else too, where we can find them, whoever else we can trick to be on here. Right?
Dude, this is the biggest podcast. You're gonna join in. It's gonna be amazing.
At least 2 people know about it right now.
2 people?
Yeah.
That's
2 people. We know about it.
The both of us. Just make sure the other person doesn't tell anyone. That's it.
Well, yeah, we gotta keep it a secret.
Yeah, no. Just make sure SkojSkull doesn't know. Hey, what the fuck is happening? But yeah, we want to talk. Basically, things we're going to talk about is just inviting different people, just talking about them. It's kind of like an interview / just random chaos. And we talk about random topics, gaming topics mostly about that's happened, Twitch things that have happened, social media things. Just to not get confused, for those of you that listen to Free 2 podcast, I am not quitting it. We're mostly on hiatus right now, mostly because everyone in the podcast is kind of going through a lot. So whenever we come back, you'll be the first to know. But yeah, just want to let you know before it's just like he left Free 2 podcast.
No, this is its own freestanding thing, but also not its own inclusive thing, right? You know, and Skoy and I talked about that too. He's still going to be doing F2P stuff, and I'm happy to be doing this with him, right? I've been wanting to start a podcast for years now. Oh yeah. And yeah, so when you guys ultimately decide that, wow, this is awful, just remember it's Skoy's fault.
What? Wait, what? I mean, I guess, but what?
No, this will be really exciting. Yeah, it'll give us a good place to kind of talk about, you know, current events, what's going on in the realms of the internet that matter to us, which is, you know, mostly Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, what else? Discord even, right? Discord. If it even comes to that.
Yeah.
You know, so and kind of give us the opportunity to more or less interview and talk to other people that also use these tools and you know, stream or full-time YouTube or even part-time, you know, whatever they may do. You know, we kind of get this alternate perspective, you know, not just from us to obviously so what I'm looking for, diverse individuals, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But from more, you know, other perspectives and other demographic too. It'll
Oh
be
yeah.
fun. It'll be interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We can talk about how Skype's gonna make a comeback.
Skype's coming. What?
I'm kidding. I'm just like,
Skype's
do you
coming.
know?
You heard
Like,
it here first.
dude, I
I heard
don't.
it here.
Oh gosh, I don't want Skype to come back. To be honest,
Is that a thing?
No, it's not. I'm just saying. I was just
Okay, I was
imagining
about to
how
say.
much power social media influencers have that they can literally bring anything back. Essentially, like they can literally just. Yeah, oh yeah, it's scary how much like influence we have. Like especially for like bigger creators, they can literally just be like, you know what, everyone use Skype right now, and then everyone just be on Skype, and there'll be like probably almost 1 million users in one day.
Oh yeah, I mean we saw that like with games, right? Like we saw that with Among Us. Among Us existed for 2 years before it became popular. The game came out in 2018 and it won Game of the Year in 2020, right? It's like it didn't come out in 2020. It came out in 2018, but it took one creator, one person on YouTube to be like, hey, this is a thing that exists and it's really fun, and I made content with it, and now it's an incredibly popular thing.
Yeah.
All it takes is one.
It's just really crazy, honestly. But there's one thing we can get into is hate raids. Are we just going into like the, the deep...
Yeah, let's just go in. Yeah. Skoy and I made a list. Well, let's be transparent. Skoy and I are not smart.
Why'd you stop there? It's just
so there was more to that statement, but you know,
your brain just like stopped it. We're not smart. You just proved the point. Just that.
So we made a list of topics, right? Yeah. we can't keep ourselves and our brains on topic, and segues are hard, man. So you know, dude, we're just gonna go into one after another.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's something that should be brought up, right? And this came up even on my stream last night. You know, the hate rating problem on Twitch. So absolutely insane. Have you had anything happen to you yet?
No, I've been botted before, but not like hate rated. Like that's not.
You've been botted before too. I've never been botted. I've never been hate rated. None of that. I've never gotten follow botted or like obnoxious bot rated or anything like that. So I don't really. I've been sitting on the outside, kind of watching, and informing myself, you know, on what's happening, because I mean, and it makes sense too. I'm not in a targetable demographic, right? I'm cis white male. Like it's these kinds of people that are you know, hate mongering and fear mongering and harassing people, right? And
you're also already partnered as well.
But yeah, that helps. Yeah. They don't harass people with the check mark, at least not as often.
No.
At least the bots don't target people with the check mark as often. They can't get away with it as frequently. But you've been botted before. Was it follow botted? Was it raid botted, or what?
It was follow botted. What I've heard before was kind of just like stop streaming and kind of handle it. That's what I did. Like I thought stop streaming would actually like stop it from happening, but I've realized that even when I was off stream that they kept happening. So I was just like, huh. Okay.
Was it follow bots?
It was follow bots. Like this is actually someone actively going out and buying bots and putting it into your stream. Yeah. And essentially they're just looking for a reaction. So my best advice, if you're getting follow botted out there, don't react to it. If it happens, just kind of let it happen. Figure out ways to kind of like shut down any form of bots, or not any form of like if you have a notification that appears in chat when someone follows, like have ways to mute that. Like I've after that has happened, I've come up with different ways to kind of like mute certain things on my channel so that you don't see a notification every 2 seconds. Yeah. So just like
and that's smart.
Yeah. Just so you see it happen, just don't react to it. Just be like, oh, okay, it's happening. Turn it off, and then just handle it later, because there's ways to like remove all the bots from your channel. So it's like there's nothing to worry about really.
Literally me right before we started recording this went on to Commander Root and banned all known bot accounts.
Is it still running?
It's still going.
How much is it? How much left?
391,000 left.
Good lord.
It's just adding usernames to my block list, but it's known bot names. Like it's known reported bots. this is how I was being proactive against this, right? And I would say, especially on Twitter, the Twitch community, Twitch is like a whole sphere community on Twitter has been really good about bringing up these accounts and making it known, at least into their spheres, which have been passed around. Like every time I see that stuff, I retweet it, or every time I see it, I repost it somewhere. And it's just informing yourself and educating others around you is the strongest tool that we have for that.
It's really good, and I have a feeling like Twitch is trying to figure out ways to go around it as well. I imagine they are, because that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah. So yesterday, to not date this podcast, but yesterday they tweeted out a tweet that more or less said like, we know it's a problem and we're doing something about it. So we'll see if something like actually happens, right? It's one of those situations where you want to believe that this gigantic mega corporation is actually actively doing something when their track record is actually doing nothing. So we're sitting here like waiting, like, hey, are they actually going to do something? They said they're going to do something, but they've said that about a lot of things. Let's see if they do. And this isn't me trying to actively say that like, their message is meaningless and their tweet is meaningless. It's not. It at least acknowledges it. They at least take the moment to acknowledge it. But hate raiding isn't something that's new to this month, not new to this year. No. It's been going on since Twitch existed, since it was Twitch. Not prior to that, now that it is a more public and more accessible platform, right? That now is when it's happening, and it's happening just even more frequency now because there are more users, right? Every day we get new streamers, and that's how we find out that these things are happening in greater frequency. Yeah, because there's just more people to target.
It's going crazy. I don't like. It's been more of a thing now with the whole hate rate thing. Like I don't know.
Yeah, because it's. That's what I would say. It's like, so like for example, I had this conversation with my mom. It's kind of relevant, but not really. But it just proves my point to this case. My mom like asked me the other day. She's like, like why are there so many more gay and trans people now than there were 20 years ago? So no, they're just as many. It's just people are more vocal and comfortable to say that now because they have the access and means to do so. And
there's more platforms to be able to do it too.
Exactly. The internet gave us the opportunity to collectively gather together and share a shared experience and be more comfortable in the people that we are to this day. And that is one of the greatest things that the internet has ever given us, but it also gave us the exact same methods and pathways to harm people. And so in the same aspect that every day we are gaining more and more streamers, and every day people are gaining more and more access to just communication. And I would say just both between Twitch and Twitter, people are now being more vocal about this. If it's happening in more frequency now than before, I think it's just because people are bored, right? People have been bored since 2020. They're still on lockdown or whatever, still dealing with COVID or whatever it might be. But now I don't know, because I can't say like, is it more frequency or are we just seeing more instances of people talking about it, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
But regardless, regardless, I mean, it's something that's been happening and it needs to be stopped, right? But that's really the other thing too. It's like I can sit here until I'm blue in the face and be like, Twitch needs to put an end to it. Twitch needs to stop this. I have no clue how they should even address that. They put in more authentication requirements that restricts the number of users on the platform. We as both streamers and viewers want people to be on the platform. They also want people to be on the platform. It'd be irresponsible for us to be like, because I saw one recommendation which was make every account have a phone number, like force the two-factor authentication on every single account. And in a vacuum, that sounds like a great idea, but there are people that don't have phone numbers. What? So, I mean, there are people in this world that just don't have a phone number. So Twitch is a platform that anyone above the age of 13 can use.
Yes.
When I was 13, I didn't have a phone.
Oh, that's fair. But I mean, what if it's like an email verification? I mean, they could just make multiple emails.
But then they can just make multiple emails. It's harder to get a phone number, and they had a good point. It's harder and it costs money to get a phone number, but forcing that on every single user now makes the platform less accessible. So that's the trial, or that's the problem that I see here, is how do you keep the platform accessible to new users, but not so accessible that people can take advantage of it and bot and hate raid like they're doing right now. You know? So it is a challenge, but Twitch in their infinite resources should be able to figure that out. Yeah,
it's also crazy because just like while the internet is giving us strengths, there's also weaknesses in that as well, in terms of like the VPN stuff. It's great because we could pretend we're in a different country and watch shows that we can't really normally watch. That can also be bad because then people can pretend they're in a different country when doing illegal acts online. So it's just the same tool that reinforces us is also the same tool that is harming us. Like it's really unfortunate. The internet is definitely a double-edged sword, but this isn't a solution that is unfixable. It's just a solution that's going to require a creative fix. The easier solutions are going to have the larger impact to the platform. The harder solutions are going to be the ones that I feel like any sort of fix right now is just, it's not going to be enough. So I'm personally apprehensive about anything that they change, but we have to at least have faith in them that they're going to do something about it. But this is also just, I want to throw this out there. It's coming from a place of privilege, right? Like I am not in a position where I have been harmed by these things or by Twitch or their actions, because I am literally in the demographic of people that are, the most privileged. So it's not from a lack of understanding or lack of it's from a lack of experience to put it that way. Like I said before, though, mostly if you ever get follow botted, just don't react. If you I imagine get hate rated as well, that's a hard one. But I guess the best advice would be just, I guess, essentially don't react to it.
Some other solutions that I've seen, people putting themselves in follower only mode. Apparently that is a small buffer against hate rating, right? Because the message doesn't go through if it's follower only mode. A non-follower can still watch, but only a follower can chat. Another one that I saw was someone, I think they were joking more or less, but I thought it was a pretty funny solution. But sub only mode, if you just immediately switch your chat to sub only, if they really want to harass you, they can pay for it, kind of idea.
Get money from the hate.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you can get something out of it. But yeah, I would say if you are comfortable to continue that, like streaming in that kind of atmosphere, switching to a follower only mode is probably the best way to go about that. The people that are there, or the people that are actually people behind a computer, they'll follow and they'll participate, right? And that'll quell some of the hate bots. But yeah, probably just stop. I know that I've been kind of devising plans and strategies against this myself in case it ever happened, because no one is safe from this. Anyone can be a target. It's just who's more likely or less likely. I think me personally, I would try the follower only mode first. But if it really just got to me mentally, because that's where you got to put mental health, stream health, kind of that in that kind of hierarchy. If it's gonna hurt you like that, just stop. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's a deep and heavy topic, but it's topical right now. It's important to talk about. It's
very topical. Everyone's talking about it a lot, really.
And it's very important to talk about it. Some people might not, someone might need to hear this.
Yes.
And if you needed to hear this, you're welcome.
There you go. Kind of like leading off of that, trailing off that, we can talk about what was happening on September 1st, or has happened.
Yeah,
we can talk about that.
Another Twitch lockout.
Yeah, it's like
no Twitch day.
Do better kind of thing. We had one of these before, yeah.
We did. Yep. When there was a lot of kind of similar but kind of different, just a lot of other harassment on the platform for marginalized demographics, right? For marginalized people of color, people in the LGBTQIA plus, the
Asian hate.
Yeah, Asian hate and all of that. I mean, and it was all fueled by the similar movements last year in 2020, and it's all important. And yeah, so this is another blackout. I think this is the third Twitch blackout day in my career, if I can remember correctly. Well, I'm trying to open up Twitter, but my brain's just not.
You're good.
So remember that thing that I said earlier? We're not smart. I'm not smart.
We do things to help us. It's fine. Oh gosh.
But yeah, September 1st is another Twitch blackout day. It's a Twitch do better.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that's gonna go, essentially, because it's mostly for because Twitch is not actually I don't know if they're like actively doing anything. They're not, at least not vocalizing that they're doing anything about.
Yeah. It took them weeks to respond to the influx in hate rating, right? And so this is the response to that. It's like, hey, listen, you said that you were going to do something, but honestly, and the quote that everyone's been using, or the terminology that everyone's been using, is actions speak louder than words, right? And in this case, actions speak louder than tweets. We want to see actual changes being made. I'm gonna sound like a little bit of a hypocrite, right? Because I was just like, give them the benefit of the doubt, like they're working on it. But in the same vein, like, this isn't a new problem. No. They kind of, like, a problem arises, they usually offhandedly address it, and then it never goes fully addressed. This time, we want a change. We want something different. I'm still scrolling on Twitter. I can't find it.
It's fine. Yeah, I definitely agree that there should be a change. I feel like they need to act in some way, and instead of being like 3 weeks later, working on it.
Yeah,
we fixed up the ad situation.
Well, that's like, it's just always so unfortunate, right? Because like this stuff happens, and once again, here I am being Twitch sympathizer. But they like have planned, like, I mean, we do it, right? Like Skoj and I, we talk about this all the time. Like, Skoj's so excited that he can schedule a TikTok now, and I regularly like schedule tweets for certain days when I know I'm going to be out in the field and I can't do it personally.
Yeah, we
love to schedule that shit. Twitch does that too, right? It wasn't their plan to put out this advertisement tweet the same time that this stuff was going on, but also have some tact and like do better.
Yeah.
Still trying to find this damn thing.
That's all. Yeah, because it's like, I mean, how do you feel about the advertisement? You found it. Tell me about it.
So yeah, if you want to look it up, it's the hashtag a day off Twitch. September 1st. The creators are asking that you stay off of Twitch as a platform. Don't spend any money. Don't give your view. Don't stream, stuff like that. I want to add a caveat to this. There are people that are going to stream on that day. That does not mean they aren't an ally, right? There are people that still want to recognize this day, want to recognize this movement, but can't. There are people that stream full time and depend on the income for this. There are people that have obligations to fulfill on the platform. Just because someone streams on this day does not mean that gives you full reign to harass them. It doesn't, right? the people that choose to take the day off and to join this movement, kudos to you. The people that it's convenient for them to take this day off because they're already planning on not doing anything that day, kudos to you. Whether or not you have a reason, it does not give you, the ability to go and harass streamers that are choosing to use the platform or viewers that are choosing to use the platform, because there are people that literally depend on this.
Yeah.
Like there is no other means. It's either they stream on this day or they can't afford rent, right? Like
it's scary
the
too,
enemy here is Twitch, not the people that are streaming. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, like, some people, like, they had a rough day and they just needed to watch someone, and they go to Twitch normally, and that person's not on. It's really hard to, like, really say, like, oh, you can't be live that day, or you can't do this. I don't know.
It is.
Yeah.
And so, like, and that's why I mean, and this was something that kind of came up too, like the last time that we had a Twitch blackout, is because there were a lot of people that were like, well, I'm still going to stream. Like I have to stream. Like I'm in the middle of a partner push, or like I got to make like money, or I have a sponsored stream, or like whatever. And like I saw a lot of this on Twitter where people were going like, well, then like you aren't an ally, or like how could you, like, do you not care about the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that? And we're like, no, I need to work still.
Yeah.
Like I need to make money.
Yeah.
Like I get that. I want to be an ally and I want to do that. But this is not the way that I can support. And so, like, remember that, like, for some people, this is not the way that they can support. They will support in their way. One of the things that I saw was that, like, people were saying, like, I will be streaming, but please don't donate. Don't gift subs, don't buy subs, don't donate bits, don't do anything through Twitch services. If you want to donate, do it through PayPal or Streamlabs. I saw that was a really good way to approach that. So if you at least personally, right, because the idea here is to hit them where it hurts the most, and it's hit them in their wallet. Corporations don't listen to people talking, they listen to people not spending money, and that's where this comes from. Pretty much.
And I mean, like, it's crazy too, because you can't disable bits or subs once you have it activated.
No.
You can hide them, but you can't activate
turn it
them.
off.
Yeah.
So everyone make a new account and start streaming from that, and then it won't be an affiliate, and then no one can give you anything. Perfect. Just make... Oh, wait, no, actually, don't do that. Don't make alts. Alts are bad.
We were just talking about this earlier. Oh, my gosh. But I think that pretty much covers that, though. Like, that... Hey, jeez. Yeah, there's been a lot happening on Twitch recently.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's just like any other social media, right? Like, it is a social media, It is a media in which we are social. And that's it's going to change constantly. Yes. Sorry, I'll stop saying dumb things now.
No, we got this. I mean, there's been situations on other platforms too where they had to take action, and I mean, out of all the other platforms right now, Twitch, from what it seems, is very slow in responding to action. Very much so. Yeah. Because there's like places like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, like they're pretty much like on top of their shit. Of it. They're just like the TikTok. They had situations where people, they're posting like some kind of pornographic material, so they're just like, all right, they're gonna do the best to like get rid of that, and it's like made a dramatic difference of guidelines. People can't post certain things to get immediately banned or something like that, and they've been on top of that, which is nice. Same thing with YouTube. Like, they've been really on top of their guidelines. And then since they messed up as saying that they're aware that younger audiences are watching their content on that platform, and it's not safe for that, then they took action in another way to create like a separate category for like kids and everything. Yeah, that one made a lot more hoops for creators, right? That ultimately, at least in my understanding, right? Because I'm not a YouTuber, right? I don't YouTube. I try my damnedest, but yeah, I don't get far on YouTube, but I try to like at least keep up with it. But and correct me when I'm wrong, not if, but when. A lot of that was parents complaining about how their kids are seeing content that is not suitable for them, and so that put a lot of pressure on Twitch to create guidelines to categorize content for children better,
which, to my understanding, hurt a lot of creators. In a sense that their content was construed as created for kids because what did I say?
You said Twitch.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
I meant YouTube. That's gonna happen a lot. Yes, I meant YouTube. So creators on YouTube would create content and it would be construed as for kids because it is a cartoon, features a cartoon, or looks like a cartoon, right? Like a lot of this was getting misconstrued like that. And I know
example is Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah, that's a huge example. Yeah. And I was going to say something a little more closer to home for us is, because Monster Hunter, I knew it was going to come up.
I was waiting to see who was going to say it first.
Team Darkside had to change all of their profile icons. They had to completely redesign their profile icon because it was misconstrued as a cartoon meant for kids. So they had to change how it was, how their team icon was designed to kind of avoid that characterization, and like even just down to a profile picture, because their content isn't like innately designed for children. It's not explicitly intended for children. A lot of their content a child could watch, but I wouldn't say like, but I know like even when I go to upload, just a VOD from Twitch, it's like, is this made for children? I don't know every single time,
Yeah, no,
it's not.
I think it comes down to like the game you're playing and everything,
or the choice of colorful language that I choose to use all too often.
There's even gotten to the point where have you noticed that there's barely any advertisement for like games like Mortal Kombat or like YouTubers like
really? Yeah, I mean I
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I didn't know. I personally didn't notice any change because like I don't watch YouTube all that often, right? Like SkojSkull will sometimes post a video and I'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll watch that. But other than that, I really don't use YouTube.
Maybe that hurts. I found it interesting because like people would never take Mortal Kombat, like whenever a new Mortal Kombat game came out. At least from what I've seen, big YouTubers never really grabbed the sponsor from that because of the gore and the graphic that were in that video, and it could like take that video would not get advertised because of the gore and everything, because they go all out. That is one game.
No, those games make me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. The sounds and everything, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But
I mean, like, you know how bad I am with it. Like we're watching the new Suicide Squad movie, and like I remember like even I said, I was like, yeah, I was getting uncomfortable during that movie. That got gory.
Really? Oh, you didn't like the gore?
Oh my gosh, no, I get a bad stomach for that stuff. It just makes me uncomfortable.
Depending on what it is for me, like if someone like had a knife and they're like have it close to the neck or like close to the arms or something, I'm just like, no, stop that. Stop.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's super uncomfy. No, thank you.
Exactly. I mean, other gore, like someone getting torn in half is completely fine though.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's like unrealistic gore. It's like realistic but unrealistic. Like you wouldn't get pulled in half by a shark. Like just like
but they did like they did like a really good job like making that scene, because like
dude, special effects
like you could see like the ribs
scary.
and just like the bottom of him fall out. Like no thanks, I had to get up.
I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, I watched it willingly.
Yeah,
it's still a good movie. It was great. I love the humor of that. It's just crass and crude humor. I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, it was too funny. Like I love the shark. I forgot his name.
King Shark. He has another name. I couldn't possibly remember it.
I don't remember it either. But like the fact that he was voiced by who? What was the voice of him again?
Sylvester Stallone.
Yep. I was looking at the cast for it. I'm like, Stallone is not in this movie. What are the? Oh my gosh, he's the shark.
he's the shark.
That was amazing. He did a great job.
Absolutely idiotic. I love it.
Bird. Just. Oh my gosh. But kind of going off of that and really good special effects and just like amazing looks in games, we have the new Wukong.
Segue.
I'm really good at that.
Oh
Not
yeah,
really.
yeah. That was flawless. That was a flawless segue.
Was it? You proud of me?
No.
Fuck. Okay.
But it's about what I expect. That's like exactly on par for what I expect
Hell
to be
yeah.
the normal for this podcast,
Yep.
which is zero segue.
Zero segue. But I mean, we
Right
have
into the next one.
The new Wukong trailer. It came out. Gosh, I want to say a few days ago, but this is gonna date. It came out a few days ago. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. Like it looks really
crazy.
good. Back then too, when it released the trailer, I think it was in 2019, 2020, something like that.
They released a trailer in 2019 for this thing too.
Yeah.
And this game's coming out in 2023.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're taking their time, and I'm all here for it.
I mean, yeah, no,
Oh,
definitely. If you're going to make a product for a consumer and you want that to have like a good review, you definitely postpone that product and not give it a release date and make sure that it is ready and to be released on every platform. CD Projekt Red.
Cyberpunk. Gosh, Anthem.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Anthem's a different monster entirely, though. Anthem just wasn't a finished game. Anthem was like polished, but it didn't have any content to it, right?
I was so excited.
No, I was too. Are you kidding me? A flying like mech suit and like
basically
aerial
Iron Man
combat. Yeah, it was Iron Man, but like with dinosaurs. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Garbage. No content.
Oh my gosh, I heard they're
but
gonna
but
like
it's there. The
fix
concept was there.
Yeah.
Like it was ready and raring to go, but you know, it just didn't take off like one of their Iron Man suits.
Sad.
So Wukong.
Yeah, Wukong looks absolutely gorgeous. I am insanely hyped for that game. I'll be playing it the day it comes out. If I can get an early release of that, I'm gonna get on top of that. Absolutely. Because it reminds me of, I guess the game that most reminds me of is like Neo and Sekiro. Like the vibe
Yeah,
of
that's
it,
what I was
I
gonna
guess.
say too.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of atmospheric, high fidelity, high resolution, scenery and surroundings,
Different
heavily
creatures
mythos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. Like the different bosses. I want to show you the first reveal of this game, and you'll see the bosses for it. If you thought that the Ibushi looking creature in this current trailer that showed was amazing, wait till you see the other ones.
Yeah, we started this. We started our pre-show prep with Skoj going, "Have you seen the Wukong trailer?" I was like, "The what?" So I opened that up, turned it on 2 times, and skipped through it.
Yeah.
So that's my entire exposure to this piece of media right now is watching about 1.5 minutes of it at 2 times speed.
I mean, that's a lot of YouTubers
awesome
on here in general anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
I see a few clips of the video. This is my review of Black Myth Wukong.
It pretty.
It
Dude,
pretty.
the monkey.
You walk in snow. You can
That's
push
it. That's all you
people.
gotta know.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's all you gotta know. That's the entire game. It's actually
it.
what they put on the back of the box.
It's a review comments. It's cool. It's very nice. It's pretty.
It's just my face and a thumbs up. Just
Makes my eye go shiny. My eyes go shiny.
No, but it looks like that's my only problem is I feel like this is a game that's going to get heavily undershadowed by stuff like Sekiro, right? Like I feel like it's going to be everyone's going to compare it to Sekiro.
Oh,
I hate
that
when
was
that
like with other
happens.
games, like fucking Monster Hunter World.
Like Neo.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, people did the same thing when Sekiro came out. Like, they compared it to Neo,
Mhm.
and then people did the same thing when. Well, I mean, I guess with Bloodborne and Dark Souls and all of that, like it's kind of the same. You know,
Same
it's the same
company.
people, so it's all the same game. Yeah. So like that one's okay to compare. I don't know how. I've never heard anyone compare Monster Hunter to anything else.
I've heard Dark Souls countless times.
Okay, well, those people are. I'll be nice. They are wildly different games. Difficulty, sure. They're wildly different games.
They are. But it's,
nice.
in order for me to describe it to someone who isn't new, I told him it's like Dark Souls in terms of you are fighting a boss as a tiny guy and you're using a weapon to kill that boss.
Yeah.
But you fight that boss over and over again.
You fight the same. Yeah. So imagine, oh God, imagine fighting Dancer, Dark Souls 3, like 8 times to make a cool hat.
Yep.
And that's Monster Hunter with Fatalis.
So when are you gonna do the speedrun of Fatalis? I'm just kidding.
It's coming back.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. I just gotta like figure out how to fight Fatalis. That's the only like roadblock to that right now is fighting Fatalis.
I mean, Switch X is pretty.
I ain't using Switch X on that.
Never mind.
The only thing that makes Switch X good, this is a conversation for a different time, but the only reason that Switch X is good on Fatalis is because you have mantles.
Yeah.
And I won't have mantles.
We can't use mantles?
No, I'm not gonna go farm for Rocksteady and Temporal.
Oh.
It's a conversation for another time.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about it. We can have a whole podcast talking about it.
I know. Well, that's what I said. Like in the pre-show, I could talk for 6 hours about speedrunning Monster Hunter. If you really want me to go, I'll go.
We grab another speedrunner, and I'll just be here. I'll just be here sipping my coffee and just be. You go. I'm gonna.
You'll have fun.
Yeah.
You'll keep talking.
I'm just gonna go get a snack real quick. Just.
Yeah, we'll look over at you every like 30 minutes or so, and you're just like, "No, you're good."
Nope. Guys, keep talking.
No, but this is my whole problem. So I'm a terrible gamer when it comes to like playing games. I'm awful because I hate story driven games. I'm very much like, oh God, I can't stand them. Because I hate being slowed down, right? I hate being slowed down by the narrative because I don't care about the narrative. Not to say that the narrative isn't good or that I shouldn't care about it. I probably
you bought
should.
the game to play the game.
Exactly. And this is the problem with being an adult gamer when you have, adult responsibilities and adult time, which is to say no time. I work, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then I have my evenings. That's my only time to play games. I just want to play them. I don't want to watch a movie, right? So when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 and I'm going through the MSQ and I'm skipping all the cutscenes and you guys are like, but this is the best part. Skip every time. I'll watch a 15-minute video later that sums up the entirety from ARR all the way to Shadowbringers, and that'll be good for Ed Walker.
Just put on the video while you're driving. Just listen to it like a podcast.
I love listening to podcasts while I drive.
Oh yeah, I don't drive much. When I do, yeah. But oh gosh, what were we talking about? My brain.
We're talking about Wukong. So yeah, that's my problem with these kinds of games. Because if it's going to be story driven, I will not enjoy it. That's like the biggest reason why I stopped playing Sekiro, because a lot of just like the encounters take a very long time and challenging and fun and still enjoyable. But it's also just, in my opinion, was kind of bogged down by the narrative as well. And
Did it have that much narrative?
It didn't. And that's the problem. But like that was the thing, is like you would finish a fight and then you would kind of like discover like some background story and stuff like that, and it's relevant. But the fight took so long. I don't want to listen to that nonsense. I want to go into the next fight now. I want to explore the next area. It took me how many times to beat the dude on the horse that at the moment I knew the guy's name and everyone in chat would spam his name and that I would say the same line over and over again. And the dude on the horse was like, some general, he'd just say his name every single time. It was obnoxious. And then when I finally beat him, I was like, okay, cool, on to the next thing. And I stood for like 2 minutes in front of a woman telling me like why this house was burnt down. I was like, what's happening? Where's the next dude on the horse to kill?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess I could see that. I was gonna say like that's why I feel like games like Dark Souls would be perfect for you, because it's like, and perfect for anyone really that wants to play the game just to play the game, because it's like they have a narrative if you want to look into it, but it's pretty much a 90% gameplay. which is really nice.
But you like these kinds of games. You like Souls-like games.
Yes.
So Skoy, this was an opportunity for you to talk about Souls-like games and why you're excited for Wukong.
Oh, so you want me to like lead into that conversation?
Yeah, no, like keep. Hey, we're both new to this.
Not me. Oh gosh.
Weird.
But
yeah, like, what are you most excited for with this game? Like, what part? Because, like, I mean, I know you're excited just like about the general whole and like the general idea, right? Like, but what are your expectations with this?
I'm most excited for the gameplay mostly than anything, and then I would love to look into like the lore about some of these mythical creatures, because I think it'd be really interesting. Because I had someone in chat that mentioned like, "Hey, I know like all of this," and I'm like, "Holy shit, that's pretty cool." They base it off of like real mythical creatures, which I think is really nice.
Yeah.
And it'd be
like
interesting.
Wukong the Monkey King has like a huge mythos in Chinese mythology.
Yeah,
it's huge.
It's massive, like how much like story there is behind all of these characters in the game. And I'm like, for me, it'd be like, I'm hoping that'd be like a Dark Souls-esque thing where you're going about the game, you're playing it, you don't have to read into it, but then if you want to, you can.
Yeah,
that's what I want. Because it's like, oh, what about this guy? There has to be like a lot of story behind this one, and you can just read about it later. Which that's what I want really from it, is like a game where you just play it, and if you want to look into the story about it, you can look into it later. Right now, I just want to see a very pretty dragon spit electricity, and I get zapped.
I want to be a monkey dude.
Yes.
With my mace stick. Beat the crap out of the big lizard.
This is not us being ignorant. Well, I guess it's technically.
Monkey dude beats the crap out of a big lizard with a stick. Yeah, that's accurate. That's it. I watched the trailer, at least 30 seconds of it uninterrupted.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think it'd be really fun to play and look into for sure. I really love it.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to look into it. I mean, but yeah, in terms of like dialogue in games, I'm lazy. I don't usually like reading too much. So games like Final Fantasy, like I skim through it because I'm interested in reading it. But like for me, I'm just like, all right, all right, keywords. He killed her. All right, next. And
man, that's so much more effort than I give it.
Because I am genuinely interested in the characters and the story, because they have like really cool characters in that game for Final Fantasy. And like I myself am just getting into it the first time because I've been overwhelmed by the game for years. I'm like, it looks interesting, but I don't know if I'll be into it. And it's been like that constant back and forth until I finally was like, you know what, I'm gonna get into it. And it's actually not that bad, because it's like for a new player hopping into a game like that, like an MMO, who hasn't really played many MMOs, I've only played like one, and getting into something like Final Fantasy 14, it seemed overwhelming at first, but they do a good way to segue you throughout the story and the gameplay mechanics and show you how everything works before they throw just everything at you.
Yeah,
I think the main reason why it overwhelmed me was because whenever I jumped into a stream, they're at endgame. They're already like done with the story, so it's just like all I see is just flashing lights, like everything. Like you want to stay away from the circles, and I'm just like, my brain's like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing the game for almost 2 years now, and I'm finally at the end game of Shadowbringers, and I'll go and watch other people, and they're doing like the actual end game content, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But that content, you know, not everyone has to experience, right? Like a lot of people play this game just for the casual, you know, MMO experience. Like I like it because I like to have something to mindlessly work on a Sunday when I'm procrastinating doing other things, and instead playing video games and watching Star Trek all day. I like to load up my MMO and just mindlessly grind main scenarios and dungeons and, you know, ignore my responsibilities. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's really cool because this is something I never really experienced. I've experienced there's a game called Clone Wars Adventures. I don't know if you heard that MMO. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Yeah, it's like a Star Wars MMO, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look, barely has anyone has heard about it. Whenever I mention it, there's
Never
like
played it.
no, yeah,
I know it
like,
exists.
Yeah, there's been like one person in chat that like knows about it, or like barely anyone knows about it. And it's like whenever I see that one person that knows about it, I'm like, I'll love you forever. Let's talk about this.
all I know is that it exists. I'm not like a huge fan of like Star Wars, but I have two friends that absolutely love Star Wars stuff, and so for a while I was like trying to find Star Wars games that we could play together, and that one came up for like a hot second until we started playing the Battlefront.
Yeah, it was great. It's such a great game. Honestly, it was based off of the cartoon. The cartoon series, and they basically brought in like every cool thing you can ever think of for Star Wars into the game, and I'm just like,
hell yeah.
And then later on they added classes, like you could be a Sith, you could be a clone, you could be freaking rebel, and I'm like, yes.
That's actually pretty sweet.
Right? So like I grinded up like every single Sith gear in the game because they're like the coolest gear to get. I think I scammed someone too.
Over here.
I was I was trying to get this there's a way to get gear through like a trading card game, and they have their own like little game in the game. So it's like a thing with cards, and so you could trade cards with another person to get the item you want, kind of thing. And I don't remember what exactly I did, but I think I scammed someone out of like a Sith helmet, because I was just like, that thing looks epic. So I showed him what I was gonna give him, and then right before we're about to trade, I switched it with a lower tier card.
All right,
I
you
got
heard
my Sith helmet.
Like just
That was me when I was a kid.
Yeah, just shitty
I just
kid.
really wanted. I really wanted that Sith helmet. It was a cool helmet.
but then you kept your high rare thing.
I don't remember what I did. It was like years ago. I spent like probably over $1,000 on the game.
Jesus.
And then they canceled the game. I used all my allowance. My younger sister was just like, she was a smart kid. She read books and everything. I didn't read books. So
reading.
She's going to college now for nursing. And I'm just like,
hell yeah.
Video games. Vidya. Yes. But yeah, I used all my allowance to get like this thing called like station cash to get
that's a sick name for your in-game currency. Station cash.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't have much money growing up.
You spent it all in station cash.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
Poor in money, but rich in station cash.
And then it was always so they just canceled the game. Disney bought Star Wars, and they were just like, yeah, no, we're just not gonna have this game exist anymore.
This doesn't exist. Yeah.
They canceled like a few other games I was looking forward to too. They like canceled. What? There was a game called Star Wars 1313 that was gonna come out. It was you as it's you as a mercenary, going throughout the galaxy and earning quests. It's like there's a story base around it.
Sounds really cool.
Right? It's like they explore like
a bounty hunter.
I think so. I'm not sure, but I think it's more or less a mercenary than anything. So you go like in Coruscant. Do you know about Coruscant? You go. There's a level in Coruscant called Star Wars 1313. It's like you're going deep in the core of Coruscant, and like there's like this whole like underground location, and where you get like quests and you go out, and it was such an amazing concept. Really cool. Yeah, and then Disney was like, no. We're just gonna cancel this game.
Because Disney can only have one video game, and it's Kingdom Hearts. That's it. That's their one video game. Because if they made anything else, no one would buy Kingdom Hearts.
Oh gosh. And then they made Battlefront, which, yeah,
it was fun for about 20 minutes. I bought it when it was $10, and we played it for a single evening, and it was a good evening.
That's it.
And then I uninstalled it.
Yep. I was like, this is pretty fun. The graphics were incredible. I can give them that.
Oh yeah, the game looked pretty.
It looked gorgeous, but gameplay wise, it was sucky.
Yeah, it was just like any other first person shooter. That's right. Shots fired.
I'm gonna walk out here. I'm just gonna put my like 2 years or like I don't know how long, like years of Call of Duty Zombies. I'm just gonna put that in the bag.
Well, zombies is one thing. I'm talking like competitive PvP, first person shoot.
Oh no, I stopped doing that a while ago. I couldn't get into that anymore. And then I found out about Monster Hunter and I started getting into that and I'm just like, bro, what have I been missing out on? After Monster Hunter, like it opened me up to a lot of things, and then now it's Final Fantasy.
Yep, and now, I was going to mention this. Final Fantasy has a card game built into it, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's called no, Final Fantasy. Could you, dude? That'd be sick. No, it's called Triple Triad. There's a card game that you can play in Final Fantasy 2 called Triple Triad.
Does it work like Yu-Gi-Oh where you summon a card and like the creature comes out of it?
No, come on. No. Could you? That'd be so cool.
No. Yu-Gi-Oh MMO.
So they tried that, but it wasn't an MMO. It was like they've tried to make like adventure style Yu-Gi-Oh games, like on the Game Boy and stuff like that. I tried
playing those. Those were really weird. They're pretty cool, but what?
They weren't good.
Oh.
None of them were good. The ones that they built like adventure style games, they just weren't good. I always wanted to. I love Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And like I love all that stuff. But
what about the new gacha one?
Duel Links?
Yeah.
It's watered down Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like 3 monster zones, 3 spell and trap zones, only like 2,000 life. They call them speed duels.
Oh.
It's neat, but I'm not a mobile gamer, so.
Gotcha.
It's still cool.
I think it'd be cool if they had like a whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, they do like speed duel decks, like IRL now. Which
Did you hear they're trying to make Yu-Gi-Oh, or people are trying to sign a petition to make Yu-Gi-Oh an Olympic sport?
If they make Yu-Gi-Oh an Olympic sport, Monster Hunter speedrunning has to be Olympic sport too. They played Monster Hunter music at the Olympics.
We've earned it.
We've earned it. They played Proof of a Hero at the Olympics. Now everyone's going to be like, well, where did this come from? And be like, I can show you in 3.5 hours. I can play you the entire game.
Maybe you skip all the cutscenes.
I can show you in 3.5 hours. I refuse to not skip the cutscenes. We'll get to the end, and then it'll play Proof of the Hero, and they'll be like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. Didn't they play Proof of the Hero for the 18 Nergy fight?
I don't remember.
Oh, I don't remember either.
Post game, I usually turn the music off and all that, so I don't remember. But they play it for like a second, like right before Shara Ishvalda, and they play it in Fatalis.
It's a good song, honestly.
I'll do Fatalis %, and then you get to hear it.
I'll sit there. I'll wait for it. I'll just be like, "Are we there yet?"
We'll call it Proof of a Hero %.
Is that like the worst thing to hear for a speedrunner? Are we there yet? Are you done yet?
I like oh man, I'm gonna piss someone off with this. No, I like it when people come into to chat and they're like I don't know, they just point out something about like the time, like, oh, like been streaming for an hour, but the timer says only 15 minutes, huh? It's like, yep, it sure does only say 15 minutes. Definitely reset early. Their attempts are going well. Don't rub salt in the wounds.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Or when people like tell you what to do.
Don't backseat speedrunners.
I keep on like trying to open this can of worms.
You keep tricking me to start talking about shit for speedrunning. We had an agreement, damn it.
We'll talk about it another day. We just need to find another speedrunner.
I'll find one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and then we have our, well, it's not a speedrunner, but we have our Pokemon races.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Next weekend?
Next weekend.
Next week?
We're dating this again. You've did it again.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. It's gonna be a shiny Charmander. I ordered my my onesie.
Oh,
Charmander onesie. So I'm wearing a Charmander onesie.
I'll wear my Pikachu hat. How about that?
Hell yeah! I'm not alone in this.
I'll be in costume too.
Hell yeah! Oh gosh, but yeah, no, there's just something I want to talk about where, in terms of streaming, I'm be selfish and talk about myself for a little bit.
That's fine. I do it all the time.
Oh yeah.
So go for it.
But I'm really happy where I am at right now in terms of streaming. Like I've where I try to like get into the groove of doing variety content with Hollow Knight. It didn't really work out too well. And I think mostly because I try to remember like where I was at. I was just like, was it because of Monster Hunter? Like, was that the main reason? Like that is partially the reason. But like I think one of the big things is community. Like we had lobbies up to like 16 people. That is wild. And I miss that. I really do. And for me myself, I can't really play Monster Hunter the same and enjoy it the same as I used to. So like Final Fantasy has been that game that has been filling that itch for me, and a lot of people have been coming by and they've been interested in seeing that as well. And they've been playing with me, and I've gotten people back into it, and just that it's been so much fun. And it's kind of like it brought me back to the days when I first started playing World and trying to figure shit out. And people were hopping in to help out. They hopped in and hop out. It was great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. I just feel really happy.
No, but that's good. Yeah. And World was that for like a lot of people. Like I know people are like trying to play World now, and they're struggling like filling lobbies again like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
I remember who I was watching. They had like 100 viewers and like 2 people in the lobby, and they're like, if anyone else wants to like jump in, I'm like, no one wants to play. People just want to watch.
Exactly.
Whatever it may be, whatever you found your enjoyment in, like I'm glad you're finding that again with Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
We'll have to make a we'll have to pick one server and make a free company for everyone. Free companies are guilds and 14s.
Oh dude, I would love that. I would totally do that. When was it Endwalker?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the next expansion.
Okay, good. I got it right. When that comes out, I'm really excited, and hopefully we can get everyone on one server. Or just, I mean, it doesn't have to be even on one server because we could just hop around, right? The only reason to be on the same server and same world is to be in the same free company. But like if you don't care about that, which most people don't, you can do pretty much anything with anyone now that the game is like cross world and cross data center. Really nice. Like now we get to play with EU friends, and I get to play with friends that are back on the other US server, and it just makes playing with people a lot easier. Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that. Like that's one of the biggest things. It almost
entirely gets rid of the conversation starter for Final Fantasy, because like every conversation with Final Fantasy always starts with, OMG, you play Final Fantasy? What data center and world are you on? Like every single conversation started that way.
That's still gonna be the conversation.
It doesn't have to be though, because no matter what data center or world you're on, you can play with anyone.
Yeah, but just so they can join, they can hop in.
Well, yeah, but
it's still gonna be the same question.
You don't need the question anymore, though. Like
the question's still gonna be there,
but not the first thing. It's gonna be later.
It will be the first thing.
Why? It doesn't have to be. You can just start talking about Final Fantasy.
Because they want to join
you. Sure. Yeah. No, it's just like it does. Just like it, because most of the time people were asking because they're like, oh, like maybe we can play together. Like that's why. Because like I always had people like go like, oh, like maybe we can play sometime. You know, like are we on the same server? But now you don't have to ask. It's like, oh, maybe we can just play sometime. I don't need to know if we're on the same server anymore, because like I know I can just play with these people. Because that was always the reason why I would ask, like, can I play with them?
They would still ask so they could join you, though.
No, but I'm just like, are you talking about like in like a stream?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not talking about like in a stream. I'm just saying like in conversation in general. Skoj only has conversations one of 2 ways, either on Discord or on Twitch. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in general, like, I'll be talking with someone. They're like, "Oh, you play Final Fantasy 14?" I'll be like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, what server are you on?" And it's always like, "Oh, dang, like, I was really hoping like we could play with each other. Like, we're on different data centers." It's like, yeah, shucks. No, we just don't have to worry about that anymore.
No, but
Sure, the question will come up eventually, so we can
it'll
actually
still come
like
up to
link.
play.
Yeah, like when we're gonna play.
Yeah.
But not in the immediate, like, oh, you play Final Fantasy 14? Oh, like what class? Like now I can just start with like, what class do you play? You know, like what job are you? Like I can just start there instead. Because I know I can play with them. I don't have to ask like, what server are you on, so we can play with each other. Because that's why I'm asking, not to play with them right now, just to see like, can I play with you at all?
Gotcha.
It's semantics. What are you leveling right now?
Summoner.
Summoner. He wants to play Pokemon.
What?
You want to play Pokemon?
Yes.
Summoner's the Pokemon class.
Ooh.
Because you have a bunch of little creatures. You have your summons that battle for you. Did that go over your head? Do you not get it?
I do get it, because it's like Summoner, you have summons, and then Pokemon, you just like, go Pikachu, and then summons will be like, go freaking...
That was like... All right, so it was a bad joke. Got it. I'll note that down.
I'm sorry!
I always call Summoner the Pokemon class, though.
Yeah,
because just people are just playing Pokemon. That's why, like, I'm leveling Astrologian right now. I'm just playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That's it. Astrologian's just the Yu-Gi-Oh class because they have a deck of cards.
Oh yeah, and they like play the cards like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh.
They draw the card and then they play it.
They play the cards because Yu-Gi-Oh, you also play the cards.
It's really helpful that you explain the joke so everyone gets it.
I love
that's what you can expect here, folks.
Oh, I love you. That shit.
It's great.
I do it to my channel all the time.
It only makes them funnier.
Oh, it only does. It only makes it funnier for yourself, though. Because you're just like, I know what I'm doing. And they're just like, can you just shut the fuck up? And you're just like, but in Yu-Gi-Oh, you could play the cards. And in Final Fantasy,
we get
you do that
the joke, Skoy.
Oh my gosh. So Pokemon.
So Pokemon. That's what we were talking about. Two trailers. We had the Pokemon Direct this week. Oh
shit, yeah. I was like, you listen
That's why
to Pokemon.
I brought up Pokemon. Why did you think I wanted to add Pokemon to the talking points? What, so we can just talk about our shiny race?
Yeah.
Do you think I was in a self promo? No, I'm talking about the new game.
Bro, this is a podcast just about us. All we're doing is self promoting. This podcast is a self promo.
Fair. Fair. But yeah, this is a mistake. This is it. This is what every episode is going to be.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm here for it.
We're going to be on two completely different wavelengths 100% of the time, and it's only going to be chaos. Skoy literally his pitch to me for this was, I want to do a podcast, but it's just like really laid back and constantly chaotic. And I was like, I can do both of those things really well.
Absolutely. That's my streams all the time. They're not structured. I'm like, what are we doing today? We're going to get a bear eventually, but we're going to get the bear.
Where's the bear coming from? What?
The polar bear from the event recently.
Oh, in Final Fantasy. Yeah, okay. And here I was thinking about Pokemon. See, look at that. Different wavelengths. Like, what polar bear are you talking about?
You see, I had this whole conversation in my head. You just weren't there. All right.
Oh, perfect. Next time, invite me next time.
Come over. Oh my god.
2 new Pokemon games.
Yes.
If you guys don't know this, I love Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I love Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are our Gen 4 remakes. And then Pokemon Legends Arceus is our next, like, I'm calling it a spin-off because it's not traditional Pokemon. It is such a weird game. But let's start with, because I have a lot of words for Legends. Let's start with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Skoy, what are your kind of like first thoughts on the game? Are you excited?
I am genuinely excited, honestly. I can see why people are not excited. But like for me myself, that was the most memorable game I've played, because that was I guess, yeah, that was just the most memorable game for me. Like that was the day I got the DS, and then I got the games too. And I'm like, I've just waited till my the guest left, and I'm just like plugging that in, getting my Turtwig. Advertisers were a lot different for me back then too, because it's just like whenever I saw a magazine, for me, I saw the advertisement for Diamond and Pearl, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna play that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just the most memorable game for me. So I'm excited to dive into that nostalgia in remastered graphics.
Yep. And to hit on that, remastered graphics is like big air quotes.
I mean, that's pixels too. Like 3D.
Well, so that's like one of the big gripes about the game, right? Because I mean, I guess we could talk about like the things that we're excited about first, and then we can get to gripes. Let's structure this. Let's really structure this like an actual thesis, like a research paper. So we aren't just going off on tangents. So I know you. So
okay.
They brought contests back, and I'm very excited for that.
That was the most boring thing for me.
The contest? Are you kidding me?
I went in there. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I'm just like,
it's because you didn't have the Prima guide. You didn't have your Prima guide.
The only thing I used the guide for was the unknown.
Why didn't you use it for the Pokemon contest too if you didn't understand them? Just open them right up.
I think I lost the pages.
Oh my gosh. How do you lose the pages to a book? This is why this man doesn't read.
He
loses the pages.
I was just, I didn't do it to the extent of just I don't know. I brought it everywhere. Everywhere I went. Yeah. It was in the car. It was in my friend's place. I forgot at my friend's place. I went over to my friend's place to get it back. It was all that whole thing, the whole 9 yards.
I'm excited for the contests, especially with the updated, the modern graphics for in battle stuff. Everything just looks so pretty to the game, and I like that kind of spin-offy niche kitschy shit that they add to the games, right? Like the super contest. I'm really excited about what they did with the underground. Have you seen the map for the underground?
Yeah, I think it looked really cool.
Was that a question?
No, that was a statement. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I was remembering, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So the underground has different. the underground has different zones to it now. So depending on where you enter the underground in Sinnoh, you will be in a different type of undergrounds. There's a foresty one, and an ice one, and a lava one, and rock one.
What?
Yeah. There's different cave biome areas in the underground. And they're sectioned off, so you actually have to go to different places in the overworld of Sinnoh to get into those areas of the underground.
Can you go mining with me?
Of course, absolutely.
Oh my god!
So, but that's the thing I'm excited about, because that's one of the things I loved about Gen 3 was the underground. The underground was such a cool thing. It's hey man, let's play together. I'm going underground. And then you would dive down and you try to go find your friend's base and steal their flag. But the base could have traps and stuff in it. I pray that they keep doing that. I do. That'll be so cool. But they only showed us a little bit, but they showed the different kind of bioming areas for it, right? There's
really
a
cool. I need to rewatch those trailers. I didn't see the direct. I just watched the trailers. That's why.
That's all I did too. I was at work, so I just I was at work when everything came out, so I watched the trailers while I was kind of in between jobs, and then I looked a lot at Pokemon Twitter and saw a lot of the info there too.
Yeah, I was out of town. I wasn't even in town.
busy getting certified.
I am now an instructor for a female self-defense class. I was actually on the news too.
Very fucking keep tooting that horn. What else? I'm sorry. No, that is really cool.
Yeah,
it's a because you were telling me a bit about the class and all that.
Oh yeah, it's something I would not like.
We didn't even actually get to like actually sit down and talk about it in depth.
No. There's a few things. Yeah, going back, we'll talk about it a bit. Going back to the Pokemon thing though, I kind of just was like, okay.
Screw like the chibi art style. Ugh.
But it's like how it was in Diamond and Pearl.
So that's there it is. It's just like Diamond and Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
These are remakes.
Yeah.
People were expecting remakes along the same line as Oris, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where they're done in the same engine as X and Y with updated graphics, with current graphics.
Oh, so imagine you wanted the same thing like, with.
So imagine the game that we could have had if this was done with Sword and Shield's engine, Sword and Shield's art style, but Sinnoh. Could you imagine that game? Could you imagine how cool that would have been? So that was everyone's expectation when it came, remake time. Like everyone's like, it's been such a meme that Gen 4 was never going to get a remake, and now here we are, Gen 4 getting a remake. And then this is the thing that they show us, this chibi ass still block style, like block quadrant style art style for the overworld. What? I think it's going to grow on me, and I'll still really like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
It's very weird the way they're doing it too.
Yeah,
because they have chibi, and then they have real people when they go into battles,
like actual, just normal, modern day combat. And I think that is, I think it plays into it. They probably did it on a. I don't know, like every conversation, every decision that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company make for video games, it always comes back to like, did they do it because of storage problems? Like everyone just keeps kind of pointing at storage problems. It's like, well, of course they couldn't remake all of Sinnoh in the same style as Sword and Shield.
They have Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch.
I know. So yeah, there's literally no excuse. But like, put Skyrim on everything. That game's probably so optimized you can fit it on a thumb drive.
The remaster on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
My friend made a really funny joke because they're like, why didn't they the game's 11th anniversary, or the game came out on like 11/11/11, and they made like such a big deal about that when the game first came out. Why wouldn't they wait till its 11th anniversary and make that a big deal? They said, no, they'll probably just do that too. And they'll both fail. The 10th anniversary and the 11th anniversary.
That's probably when the new Skyrim game will be announced then, or the new trailer at least.
That would actually be the biggest brain play if they announced like an actual new Skyrim game on the 11th anniversary.
Yeah,
that would be the biggest brain play.
I feel like,
but they'll probably just announce the 11th year anniversary edition of Skyrim.
They'll probably reveal it like it's gonna be something big, like the remastered graphics and everything. They'll show it, and everyone's just like,
direct.
the new Elder Scrolls, and then it's just
gonna open up like Skyrim. Yeah, it's gonna be like remastered in Unreal 5. It's gonna look like the Wukong trailers.
Yeah. Oh my god! It's just gonna be
that carriage scene. It's just gonna be that meme. It's gonna fade in from black. Skyrim again.
Skyrim again. The remaster of the remaster of the remaster. But yeah, like going back to the Pokemon thing though, there's been a lot of people saying that they don't feel excited for Pokemon anymore. Yeah. Or as used to, as excited. I don't like. This game is made for a younger audience. It's not made for adults like us, I would say. Well, it's made for us in a sense of remasters.
Everyone. I argue.
Obviously, yeah, but I mean, like what they're targeting
for everyone.
Yes, who they're targeting is mostly kids.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
for me as an adult right now, I'm genuinely excited for the games. I am. But I don't feel as excited as I was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
So yeah, that's the idea. It's like the same Monster Hunter logic, right? Like, you know, we always tell people, because they're like, man, like I felt that Rise was a lot easier than World, and we have to kind of tell them, it's like, no, like the game didn't get easier, you just got better.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's Pokemon has been using the same formula since 1994. They've been using the exact same formula for every single game and making it to target today's kids. And they, you know, say that like, yeah, like it's supposed to be for everyone and for like returning, you know, fans and new fans and stuff like that, but they have to make every single game for new fans, for new players, for kids that are going to be trying this out. And like, I mean, if you think about it, like Gen 1 was the hardest thing for me to play when I was a child. Like I really struggled playing my copy of Blue. But you know, nowadays like I pick up a Pokemon game and it's mindless. Is it because, you know, they made the games easier? I would like to argue that yes, they have in a way, but did they make it in a way that a kid today would find it difficult? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a kid today would find some level of difficulty in it. Or a different kind of challenge, right? And and I mean, you're exactly right. Like that's what they are built for, you know. But segue,
Yeah.
Legends
Mm-hmm.
is the beginnings of repairing that, right? Legends, from everything that we have seen for us, this is Pokemon Legends Arceus. For everything that we have seen for it so far is breaking the Pokemon formula, right? I always say this, like I was saying this about Sword and Shield, that like Sword and Shield is unapologetically a Pokemon game, because like it's literally run to the grass, catch a Pokemon, go fight the gyms. That's the entirety of Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like it's going to be something fresh, something new, and something different, just with awful graphics. I mean, I'll say it. I love the Switch. I do. And it has the ability to look a lot better than like what it looks like right now. It looks a lot better than the first draft that they showed us the beginning of the year, right? Remember the direct in, what was that, like January or February, where they showed the trailer the first time?
Oh my gosh, it looks awful.
It looked
honestly.
awful because it didn't have any like lighting. There was no texture on things. Like it looked like shit.
Yeah.
But it was a proof of concept. They were getting us excited about a concept of a new Pokemon game that broke the normal Pokemon formula, and we're seeing a lot of that here too, right?
Yeah.
Like did you see the let's like so three big things that they changed or will be changing. The combat system is more like Final Fantasy, where it's attack order, not turn order, right? So it's not like I go, you go. It's like I go, you go, I go, I go, you go, kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like, and it looked very interesting. It's very different from what they used to do as well, and I feel like I am very on edge about it. Like I'm
apprehensive too.
Yeah, I don't think I'll personally be getting it right away, mostly because of money. But
I will. I'll buy it immediately.
Yeah, I just want to see how it is, because it's like, what's the direction? What's the end goal? When you're playing that game.
They're changing the so yeah, I mean, it's going to be story driven, right? Pokemon games have always been pseudo story driven, and these ones they kind of hinted at that. And I think it plays a little more kind of like Gen 7 did, Alola, where they had island challenges then, the island trials. They weren't necessarily gyms, but they were like the things that you were going to do, you know, to get to the Pokemon League. Obviously, there's not going to be a Pokemon League here, right? We're in like feudal Sinnoh, right? What do they call it? Hisui. What is it? Oh crap! And I'm gonna look it up.
I don't remember.
But we're in like, you know, feudal Sinnoh, right? It's past Sinnoh. So yeah, obviously there's no gyms. There's no bunches of towns or anything like that. What there are though, what they set it up as, I think the main plot progression device is this survey team, the Team Galaxy Survey Corps. That was the thing that they kind of like put into place. It's going to be you're exploring this unkept, untamed wilderness of Sinnoh, and that is your goal. And then then they put in the Rage Raid Pokemon.
Yeah, it looked really interesting. It's something I want to look into, but I don't know if I'll be getting on day one. That's for me personally.
Yeah, because like that's always one of the things. Because if you're always on the fence about it, yeah, don't buy it. There's going to be a number of streamers that buy it that will also, that are going to be streaming it, and they're going to get it one way or another. I'm one of those people. Like I'm going to get both the Diamond and Pearl remakes and this, regardless of whether they're good or bad. And I do that because I was going to get them anyways, and I want to give my my opinion on them too, for the people that are kind of on the edge of it.
Yeah,
Hisui region. That's what it is. So it's Hisui, which is like feudal Sinnoh. It's what Sinnoh was called before it was Sinnoh, I guess.
Oh, that's a region for
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay, that's cool.
The village that you start out in is called Jubilife Village. I think that's kind of cute.
That's cool. That's
so
really
I'm wondering if on the map it's like exactly where Jubilife City is.
What starter will you choose?
For this one, was it Cyndaquil? Oh crap! Which ones are they?
The owl, the grass owl.
I'm on the Rowlet, Cyndaquil, Rowlet, and then
Oshawott.
Piplup. Oh, Oshawott. Okay, between Cyndaquil, Oshawott, and Rowlet.
Mm-hmm.
Oshawott.
I have to go with Oshawott too. I loved him in the anime as well. I watched it when he was in the anime. He's so cute with the shell, and just
I usually lean towards the water starters personally.
Mm-hmm.
But in Sword and Shield, I actually boxed my starter on my first playthrough. That's the first time I ever did that.
Oh my gosh, I went with Grookey. I
caught a Wooloo as fast as possible, and I put Froakie. Can't even remember the damn thing's name. Sobble in the box as fast as I could.
Why?
Didn't even use it. None of them appealed to me. I think out of all of them, I liked the most. I liked Scorbunny, but I didn't love any of them enough to like continue to use them.
Yeah. Gosh. I feel like they also need to make a game where it's kind of like Legends, but it's like essentially an MMO Pokemon thing. MMO just solves everything.
MMO really does just solve anything, but what they can't do with an MMO, well, I mean, I guess they could. They can't do with an MMO is sell 2 copies of it every year.
That's fair. Yeah. But I'm just thinking, because like imagining like you have all the different regions of Pokemon in there. All of them, and you can choose where to start.
You sound exactly like Pokemon Reddit.
I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm just gonna
no. Oh, but people have been wanting that and like theory crafting that for like since Gen 3, right? Like everyone's just been like, yo, what if we had a Pokemon game with all of the regions and we could play cooperatively in all of them? Yeah, it would be amazing. I don't think Game Freak or the Pokemon Company want to put like resources into something like that, right? I would welcome it, wholeheartedly. I would love to have something like that. That'd be so cool. It'd be so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be exactly that kind of thing that like you and I would really flourish off of, which is a community-based Pokemon MMO. Like, that'd be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Incredible. Like maybe they could just even start off with like one region, and then the expansions would be
all the other regions.
All the other regions.
Yeah. No, that'd be amazing. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, like every year
it's the easiest money that they would ever make in their entire lives.
Absolutely.
And they refuse to do it because they can make more money doing other worse things. and arguably other worse, easier things.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you like the going back to this is a lot of going back, but what you were saying about yeah, Pokemon trying out new things with Pokemon Legends. I feel like they've been trying to like not steer away, but like the cookie cutter thing they've been doing for like so many years. They've been doing like the Pokemon Cafe thing, the Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite now.
The spin-off mobile games, yeah.
Yeah. Like
they're trying to find other footholds for Pokemon, but I'm always afraid of those things because they're like the niche, like kitschy, like we want to catch on a fad real quick, like because Pokemon Shuffle was that way back in 2000 and I think 16 is when that came out. 2015 is when that came out because I played the crap out of that. Right, I loved Pokemon Shuffle. Had it on my 3DS and on my phone. Wow. I think it was before that actually, but probably like 2000. Pokemon Go came out in 2014, so it was before that. It was like 2012, 2014. Yeah, because that's when I was still.
No.
That's when I was in college. Yeah, Pokemon Go came out in 2014. Pokemon Go came out in 2014. Almost convinced. 2014, 2016. It's one of those.
July 6th.
That's all I got too. Damn it.
What the fuck?
2016.
July
6th, 2016. 2 years later. That's right. That was the year I graduated college. I was like, that's still 5 years ago. You know that, right?
Listen.
Quick math. Quick math tells me. That's still 5 years ago. That's crazy. The game's still trash, and I play it every weekend.
I uninstalled it countless times because I live in the middle of nowhere. Nothing appears here, and I don't go outside.
Well, it is called Pokemon Go, outside.
Can we have
so
Pokemon
you do kind of got to go outside. What is it? They at the same time they released Pokemon Go. They released Pokemon Sleep or announced Pokemon Sleep, which I think is a project that has disappeared, and Pokemon Home, which was the bank system now.
Yeah.
So we had Pokemon Go, Pokemon Home, and Pokemon Sleep. Pokemon Go, Home, and Sleep. They were telling us something.
Please. It wasn't a release of games. It was just a release of just announcing, please go to bed.
Yeah, it was subliminal messages more than anything.
You remember when they people were like news and people in general were trying to blame fucking the company for people getting into accidents or causing chaos and
Niantic?
Huh?
Like blaming what company? Blaming Niantic?
No, I guess blaming the Pokemon Go game in general. They're blaming the game for the fact that people are getting into like accidents and stuff like that.
Yeah. And trespassing and all that. Yeah, because that shit was happening.
Dumbasses. Yeah,
no, it's both. They can be both a dumbass and be playing Pokemon Go at the same time.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like
when this came out, when this started, it's July 6, 2016. This was my last semester in college. So I was in Tallahassee, in the middle of a college town. When this came out, there were literally hundreds of us walking around campus playing Pokemon Go. You would hear someone yell, Charizard! And everyone would just go sprinting to where that person was. It was amazing. It was insane. It was the happiest the world ever was.
It really was, honestly.
There were no wars, there were no crimes, there was no violence, there was only Pokemon Go. But like legitimately, there were just mobs of us playing Pokemon Go, and like the police were there present because there are literally mobs of teenagers and young adults, around the city of Tallahassee. But they were playing Pokemon Go too, and like just kind of chilling. And they were like, yeah, no, we get what you're doing. Just like do it smart and don't trespass. And we're like, yes, sir, officer, as we jumped the fence into the back of the chapel to get next to the stop so we could, fucking play the game.
Good Lord.
I loved
people.
I was flourishing. I was flourishing when that game came out because like all my college friends, they knew that I was a huge nerd, right? And I was like, yeah, I love Pokemon, man. Like, I like all that stuff.
So you were
like,
the go-to Pokemon guy.
They'd come up to me be like, Jeremy, is this good? And they'd show me like a Caterpie, and I'm like, it's only good if you think it's good. And like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's a Caterpie. It's fantastic, you know. They're like, oh, like, what about this? And they'd show me like a Dragonite. I'm like, where the fuck did you get this? I guess it's good. Trade it to me.
I'll give you the Caterpie that you wanted.
Yeah, you thought that Caterpie was cool. I'll give you a Metapod.
Yeah, just do what I did with the Sith Lord,
but it was
like helmets.
I'll give you this thing and then trade something else.
Oh my gosh.
But that was such a cool time when Pokemon Go first came out. But that's like one of the instances of like Pokemon doing something new that turned out to be incredibly successful, and then they tried to take those and ride in the curtails of it, and then made it the absolute trash fire that is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Why take out Pokemon combat out of a $60 video game about fighting your Pokemon? You took out what? So
the game was only good for shiny hunting.
The game was only good for shiny hunting. And then now you can shiny hunt better in Pokemon Go. I caught 9 shiny Eevees last weekend. Community Day is awesome. 9. I have 9 of them now. I hatched 1 in Sword and Shield.
Oh my.
In the same time, no, in less time that it took me to go out and just catch 9 of them in 2 hours. So, Pokemon Legends Arceus. You can also camp. Camping is a thing that you can do in the game, kind of like Sword and Shield, but in this one you can also do like crafting. And in one of the pictures, one of their like art picture things, I'd never understood how you would take an apricorn and you could craft it into a Pokeball. Like I never understood how that was a thing in Gen 2. And this makes so much more sense. You cut it in half and the inside of it's hollow. And so you take a white apricorn, and that's always the bottom, and then you take any other colored apricorn, and that's always the top. And then you just put the other shit around it and fasten it together, and then that's your Pokeball. I had no idea. Is
that what they did?
It's apparently just an acorn. What? It's a hollowed out acorn. That's all it is.
So is that essentially the same Pokeball that Oak used in the once Celebi movie?
Yeah, and that Celebi movie where he twisted the top and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a similar design where they're like made out of apricorn and wood, and then instead of like, you know, the electronic effect that normally comes out the top to indicate that you caught the Pokemon, instead it's now steam.
That's so cool.
It's cool. It's cute. It places lore into the world. It's adorable. It's awesome. And that's one of the things that I've really liked about this so far is that they're giving us a look at what, like, you know, historic Pokemon was, which for me in my absolute D&D, you know, lore goblin brain is so cool. I love that stuff.
That's awesome. Like that blew my mind, honestly, and the Celebi movie. And then later on finding out that was Professor Oak that he was traveling with.
Yeah.
But that blew my mind. Yeah.
Those were great movies.
That was such a good movie. 2000, Pokemon 2000. That's another good one.
Pokemon 2000.
Pokemon The Legend of Mew or something like that.
That's the so Pokemon. There was Pokemon the first movie, and then Pokemon The Return of Mewtwo, right? Mm-hmm. And then Pokemon Forever was the one that you were talking about. There's Pokemon 2000. I could go on.
Dude, the Pokemon movies are dark.
I can make this a 6-hour podcast just talking about Pokemon movies.
They are dark.
They're wild, yeah.
Ash dies like every movie.
Ash faints. Ash was turned to stone in the first one. That set the pace for us real quick.
Holy shit.
Hey, by the way, this kid's expendable.
He died like 6 or 7 times. I was like, good lord. Have you seen a Lucario movie?
Yes.
What the fuck? He meshed into the ground and he died. Everyone was crying. Pikachu was in tears. God. He had his hat.
Pikachu's always in tears.
I cried.
That's how he comes back to life. Is that Pikachu just cries for him for a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, we feel bad. We can't let the rat thing cry and they bring him
Pikachu
back to life.
understands English.
Pikachu speaks English.
That's what I'm saying.
Pokemon movies are a mistake and they're not canon. They're also fun to watch and make fun of.
Dude, if they made the whole like theory of Ash seeing Ho-Oh, that's why it stays the same age the entire time true.
Why would they? If it's constantly up in the air as this just like ambiguous lore plot item
Everyone
that
keeps talking about
we
it.
the fans, yeah, that like we the fans just kind of like accept and came up ourselves. It's like one of those things like where you bring up like a fan theory and they're like, well, if that's what you think, right? Like, yeah, I think it's just a plot tool that at this point they refuse to like, acknowledge because it's cooler if they don't acknowledge it.
We needed a new main character. We could have a whole podcast talking about Pokemon. I'd be 100% down.
We could
for
have
that.
a literal whole podcast talking about Pokemon.
Because like I could talk endlessly about
we
how
will have a literal full podcast about Pokemon.
Are you trying to get me to stop talking about it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that we could probably spend the next 2 hours talking about Pokemon and then spend another 2 hours to 4 hours talking about Pokemon again on a completely other day.
But I hate Ash. Well, don't hate Ash, but we need a new main character, please.
Yeah, the shows suck. I'll say it. But the shows are like made for like kids and young adults, right? Like, so I get the demographic that they target, and like that's the reason, right? Because like we watch cartoons and we watch anime and we watch adult cartoons and we know what
James
we like,
groping
right?
his own boobs.
Well, yeah, that's just teaching like body positivity.
Okay.
And like
just keep telling
Gen 1
yourself that.
Pokemon's a fucking trip. Like the original Pokemon, like
it's
the
different.
First, oh god, it's a different show.
That's
entirely. The new stuff is actually pretty good.
Is it?
Like the new show that they're doing. Oh crap, what's it called? It looks so the animation style is awesome.
Sword
I love
Shield.
It.
There's a new character with the Ash, who's like essentially a main character.
Pokemon Master Journeys the series premieres exclusively on Netflix in US on September 10th, 2021. So it's still following Ash.
No, but that's
it's still following Ash and Go. Go is the other male protagonist from the Sword and Shield series, and then they added in a new girl. I don't know what her name is, but she has an Eevee, so I like her.
Of course you do.
But now it follows these three around, so they're doing kind of like the same. Chloe is her name. And so now they're doing kind of like the same formula as the first movie, where you have Ash, male supporting character, female supporting character.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. And I watched the pilot for the first episode, and it's actually really good. Once you get past like just the whole like kiddie, it's targeted for a younger audience kind of stuff. It's actually, there's a show there.
Nice.
It's fun.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like the expectation I'd always go in with Pokemon. It's like the show is intended to be fun and lighthearted, not insert literally any other show. I don't know. I was gonna try to name an anime, and it just didn't work.
That's fun. That's gonna be. Can we do that? Can we do like? We could do a lot of fun stuff with you. We could do like. I should rephrase that.
We could do a lot of fun stuff with you.
I should rephrase that.
That is a terrifying phrase. I'm scared. That is much more menacing than it should have been.
I'm gonna be an instructor. But good lord. Fuck. What I'm trying to say is that
what's your train of thought here? I want to hear it.
Rephrasing. We could have you guess what the anime is called.
Oh, like show me the trailer and like guess the anime. Oh, I'd 100% do that.
I swear, if you call My Hero Academia Naruto, I will smack the shit out of you.
I usually call it my Hero Macadamia.
Yeah.
Like a macadamia nut.
Yeah, no, I like to.
Yeah. That's usually what I go with. But like, yeah, I know the popular ones, right? You got to get more obscure on me.
Oh, I can go
gotta,
obscure. I know a lot of. I watch too much. I watch way too much. I've been watching JoJo with the community. Yeah, oh, that's well,
dude. I know. I tried watching JoJo with you guys. Apparently, you're not on the first episode. I figured that out about halfway through that episode that we watched. I was like,
we're in episode 21. We started watching last week.
Yeah, because I came in and I watched with you guys. I was like, I don't think this is the first episode. Because you even asked me, you're like, have you watched JoJo? And I said, nope, haven't seen any bit of it. And you didn't tell me, you didn't say anything like, we are on the first episode. I just kind of like looked at it, I was like, I think that's at episode 1. And then we started watching it and I was like, there's no way.
I was kind of just like letting it happen because like sometimes people just want to watch just to have something to watch. So
that's all I was there for.
Yeah, I didn't really think about much more than just that. So that's why I didn't really.
That was interesting.
Yeah,
I just couldn't keep up with it.
I can't either. Because it's Chaos the anime. It's a fun watch. It's basically like watching the Fast and Furious movies. Like just turn your brain off and watch it essentially. Like,
just turn your brain off and watch it. Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to do that.
Yeah, people are just like, I love this character. And like so much death and backstory. It's like, there's backstory?
He's got weird hair, dude, and he's fucking built. He is a brick shit house run off of pure just force of will.
I love it,
and
honestly.
He's got a weird haircut. That's every character.
That's
great. JoJo. I
It's
saved you hundreds of hours. You're welcome.
great. It's just chaos, and I love it.
Some would say it's a bizarre adventure. You signed up for this.
We both did.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. You'll get me one of these days.
I think I have. No, I haven't. Maybe. I don't know. Have I?
Soon, TM.
Soon, TM. I hope you don't get revenge on me in the Pokemon shiny hunting thing. What if I win again?
Well, and you 5 more subs and more bragging rights. I never got that shiny Mudkip. The last one that we did, I never got the shiny Mudkip.
Oh no!
I'm still going for it,
dude. You know what I'm waiting for it to happen is that you're not gonna know when you get the shiny, and you got the shiny without realizing.
Well, if we're doing Charmander, then I won't do what I exactly. I won't do what I did to that Wooper, which is murder it.
That was so funny. That was so funny.
Yeah, if we're doing eggs, I'll definitely have it, but I will probably shut off my brain at one point and just keep
keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then people in chat could just be like,
did he get it? He got it, right?
He didn't get it. I guess he didn't get it. Okay,
yeah,
so just
chat really did try to save me when I murdered that Wooper because, good old chat delay is like 4-ish seconds, right? Mm-hmm. And so I went through and I killed it and someone went, oh no. So what do you mean, oh no? What happened?
I sent you a clip.
They're like, I opened up my VOD and I went back and I watched it. I watched it happen in it was like slow motion for me. It's me mindlessly murdering this poor pink Wooper.
Gosh, did it take long afterwards to get it again?
Another 130
That's
encounters.
Not bad.
It's like 900 and something.
That's like wild encounters though. So it's not bad.
Yes, that was the 500 plus overworld encounters. 980 something. I don't remember. It was a lot. It was too many. I hated every second of it, and I killed one of them.
And we're gonna do it again.
2 shinies. Yeah. Well, this time with eggs though. Eggs is a little bit nicer. You start with max chances, immediately.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good place to stop.
I think this is a great place to stop because I looked over at the list and the list said Hate Raids, Wukong trailer, Pokemon, and Final Fantasy 14. And we've talked about all of those things and anime.
That's impressive even for you. The anime portion, I meant.
I like anime. I just don't have any time to watch it. When am I going to watch it? When am I going to watch anime?
You watched an entire movie of the Suicide Squad with us.
A movie?
Yes!
I can finish in an evening. An anime I can finish in a lifetime.
What? If you watch One Piece, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not gonna watch Logan. Okay, so you're absolutely right, because instead of like watching new television shows, I am on my 4th rewatching of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Is Star Trek good?
So Star Trek is amazing. Star Trek is okay. So this is another 2-hour podcast. They're different shows entirely. They do things wildly differently. He's just running away. Coward, leave.
I haven't seen anything from Star Trek, so I can't even say anything.
No, they're just different shows, right? Like Star Wars is like much more like action and adventure-y and stuff like that. What's the one Star Wars movie that nobody likes because it's all politics? It's like the 4th one. I don't know.
The 4th
There's
one's
a Star
the
Wars
first
movie.
one.
4th one's the 5th one. The 2nd one. 5th
No.
one is the one that nobody likes.
4, 5, and 6 are pretty good.
Are the prequels the one nobody likes, or are the sequels the one nobody likes?
Well, now it's 7, 8, and 9 that are absolute dog shit.
Star Wars is amazing, but we hate all of the movies. Yeah, okay. Keep telling me that Star Wars is a great media franchise if you hate every fucking movie.
Because 4, 5, and 6, everyone's like, amazing. This was great. And honestly, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
But then 1, 2, and 3,
and then
everyone
1, 2,
hated?
and 3, everyone was shitting on it. I thought it was great. And then then when 7, 8, and 9 came out, everyone was saying, oh, 1, 2, and 3 were absolute masterpieces. It was like the writing that was like, the direction was like not too bad. 7, 8, and 9 are absolute dog shit. So now everyone's complaining about 7, 8, and 9. And it's
Solo is a great movie.
No.
What? No. As far as a movie is concerned, Solo is a great movie. Is Solo a good Star Wars movie? Probably not. But Solo is a good movie.
There was no direction.
As far as a movie is concerned.
There was no direction.
Or am I thinking Rogue One? I might be thinking Rogue One.
Rogue One is absolutely fantastic.
I might be thinking Rogue One. I liked both of them, honestly.
Solo
I
is the
actually
one
really
with
liked Solo.
Han Solo.
As a non-Star Wars fan, I really liked Solo.
And who's the main character? Is there Chewbacca? Is Chewbacca in it?
In Solo?
Yes.
Han Solo's the main character. Hello?
Yes. No, I know. I'm just asking.
The titular Solo.
I'm just trying to steer you towards the direction of Rogue One.
Oh, well,
You
no.
like
I mean, I
Solo?
remember Yeah, I liked Solo.
Like Solo?
It's because I don't know like Star Wars lore and like what happens in between everything. So like that's why I really liked Rogue One. That's why I really liked Solo, because it gave me backstory to like who these characters were.
The only best part
It's
about
like
it
even if
was
the
like that he
movies
got the
themselves were
Millennium Falcon.
dog shit. Yeah. Yeah, I
That's it.
didn't know how he got the Millennium Falcon or anything like that. And that movie told me like, and I didn't understand the relationship between Lando and Solo, and that helped me understand that a little bit better. And I didn't know where Chewbacca came from. That helped me understand that a little bit better.
Those were cool, but what was the story? Tell me what the story's about.
They went through like a wormhole or something. I don't know, man. They flew the Millennium Falcon and did the space run in under 4 parsecs or some bullshit. I've seen that bumper sticker.
I've seen that.
Can we end this
sticker.
before I make myself look like even more of an ass when it comes to Star Wars stuff? I don't know Star Wars. I like Star Trek. I like Pokemon. I like Star Trek.
Oh,
like
my
Final
God.
Fantasy. I like Monster Hunter.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll
That's it,
talk
man.
about more stuff in the future for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll definitely have a 6-hour long podcast about Pokemon.
Oh, I'm down for that. Absolutely. I'm absolutely down for that. We can talk about theories. We can talk about like the games. We can talk about our
Everything.
favorite games. We can talk about the worst games. We could just talk about everything. Oh, that'd be so exciting.
The worst game is Gen 1. Quick, end it. End the podcast quick.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Oh my
Nah,
God.
but for real though, thank you guys for listening to us BS and banter about the stuff that we like. And you know, I'm excited. I'm not going to speak for Skoy. He has his own opinion in his own voice, but I'm excited about doing more of these and having more people on.
Absolutely. We can
and,
even have like as many people as you want. Like if you want to do like a one podcast where you have 5 people and like or
We should do
recurring guests.
We should just have like 15 or 16 people all in here. And
That's a mistake.
no, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And, you know, these will will get a little bit, better as time goes too.
I guess to put in perspective of what this podcast is about, this is a thing we're doing for fun, and I'm enjoying it.
Yep.
He's enjoying it. We hate each other now, but just kidding. But we're gonna bring on guests, or the guests will definitely be reoccurring because the people, we have a long list of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the list of people that we have are people that we know and that you guys know, so that we're genuinely excited for this. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, but
some of your favorite streamers and content creators and internet personalities.
Yeah.
All right.
Love you guys' faces.
Well, until next time, bye. What?
A little more enthusiasm.
Until next time, everybody. Bye.
It's not a kid's show.
But okay, bye everybody. I love you all. You get to pick from your 3.
Pick? I'm just
tell me which one you liked
there.
the most.
This is it.
Tell me which one you liked the most. 1, 2, or 3. Okay, bye.